to The Real Show celebratory interviews. We're celebrating people who are creating, growing, and accomplishing things, especially in the middle of a pandemic. you know, this has been a year, but even in the midst of all of the things happening, people are still doing amazing things. And I am so excited to interview this person. Why do you ask? Well, she is accomplished. She is amazing. She is family. And I'm not just saying all those things because she's family, like it's going to get around, but it's all right. But I'm excited because she does amazing work and like it just kind of like just rolls out of her, just amazingness. And so I want to introduce to some and present to others the amazing Mariel Foster.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much for having me and interviewing me, little old me. Um, I am happy to say that we are family. I don't take that lightly at all. And we've only been in family for a short time, but it's been amazing. You've taught me how to be a better family member and how to grow. So I wanted to say thank you to you first of all. You pushed me. Please, you can't start the tears now.
First of all, that wasn't even in the script. Okay, that is not in the chat.
I said, as I'm talking, I said she's gonna get me for this. um, yeah. So
All right.
yeah.
Well, as I gather myself, how about thank you for that, by the way. I really do appreciate that. How about you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Wow. I'm in Toastmasters and they always say, have your elevator speech ready. And I am never prepared. And they also teach you how to talk off the cuff. So here's my off the cuff short bio about myself. I am a single mom of one, and I have a 11-year-old daughter. I work full time, and I'm a full time mom. Since the pandemic started, I have been working from home. Kind of got my little setup going here, and I'll be doing that for a while. In the meantime, to keep myself occupied and my interest outside of work going, I have my real estate license. I work with a broker and do events for him because that is my passion. That is what I love to do is be an event coordinator. I've done a few events this year for him, and it has been an absolute joy. I did a wedding in January. So I'm just having fun doing it and growing. Every year I feel like I grow and learn something new. And that's about it for me. Or
Well, that's
about
good stuff. That's you're doing a lot. First of all, being a single mom is a whole job,
it's a
and to a preteen, that's like another level. That like I'm not there yet. I feel like I'm getting close, but I'm not there, and that requires extra prayer and supplication and all of them Asians in the Bible.
that
Uh,
part.
so,
That part.
but I've had the opportunity to experience some of your events and what you put together and how you coordinate and just how you think and process. And I love how people like process is a big thing for me. I'm always talking about process and how people go through their thing and just seeing how other people process through their progress, like from an idea to fruition and what that all looks like. Like I think that is one of the things I appreciate about being connected to you is being able to be privy to your process and just kind of see how I wasn't being facetious when I said greatness just rolls on out of you, just flows out. It's just
Wow.
in you, and how you see the big picture and then you get all the little pieces to get to that big picture is really really an amazing amazing thing to experience. So,
Yeah.
with that all being said, what are we celebrating this year?
First, I want to say I'm celebrating life. Um, you know,
Ma'am.
that and it's funny because I feel like for the last few years, we at Thanksgiving, we go around the table and we say what we're thankful for. And 2013, I said my life, right? 2014, I said my life. And I can say again in 2020, life. Things happen to us so much and we kind of roll with the punches and we just keep kind of rolling with the punches. And I know that for me, there's something about my life that God is still mining out of me. And there's a reason why I come up against walls and I come up against attacks because there's something in there that he's like, I gotta get this out of you. And for me, I'm always seeing the revelation in it. This year, did not expect it, was not expecting it, enjoying my day. And I hadn't driven probably all week because I work from home. And it literally halted me and stopped me in my tracks. Um, and I hurt like I never hurt before. And so for me, that was like, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? I lost my car. I could have lost my life. I mean, literally, she wasn't going any faster. I could have really been sandwiched. And so for me, it's like I'm thriving in that because I got a lot of revelation and a lot of peace out of it. And I'm thankful for my life because of it. So for me, yes, I'm celebrating my life. I've accomplished other things this year, but I'm celebrating my life first of all because there's something in it that I got to still get out. So I'm
Well, let me put a pin in it because I'm about to get excited and cry all at the same time. Because yeah, I've been in car accidents, and you know that that feeling of gratefulness just for still being here
right.
after you even just because your mind is going while you're trying to figure out what to do afterwards and how to make sense of it all. If anything had been different, it could have gone another way.
Mhm.
But especially in this year, with all of the other things, life is at the top of the list. Like, we're still here, we're still in our right minds mostly. We having a reasonable measure of health. We there's some things going on, but
Right.
we're still here, we're still able to do. And I am grateful. I'm always grateful that life is here for us
Yes.
when there's
Yes.
so many other things going on and so many other things that could have and tried to take us out, that we are still here and able to fulfill God's purpose in our lives. So
Right.
I'm a
Right.
go on, let you finish what you were saying stuff.
No, no. I mean, I think that is such a good summary of what I was trying to say. In that is that I always try to seek the purpose as to what my life means and why I'm a single mom and what is my purpose. And I saw that like recently with some of my friends, we were talking and they've gone through a divorce. And for them, they're trying to figure out, well, what is my life outside of being somebody's mom and being somebody's wife? Who am I?
Right.
I feel like we always all evolve if we take the time. I think that's important to say too. You got to take the time to figure out, like, who am I for this year? You might not change a lot about who you are, but who am I supposed to be, or who am I to evolve into this year? And a lot of people go through that thing during their birthday, but Happy New Year, first of the year. Well, who am I supposed, what am I supposed to do? Whose life am I supposed to bless? Who am I supposed, I always want to be listening for those things because it's important and
Right.
it's vital to our every single day. And I feel like when you don't take the time to do it, you're just kind of running through the machine and you're just going through the motions of life, not really mining out of yourself the gold that's in you, the diamonds that are there to make you be great. You know, you don't want to ever settle. And I feel like a lot of people live their life just like, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm settling here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, I can't do that. Like there's like a thing that happens on the inside of me where I get like excited. Like when I plan an event, you know, for you to say that, like you see the process and I got this big picture. For me, I'm having a straight up adrenaline rush because I'm excited and I'm happy. And I'm like, okay, so somebody is trusting me to do this. And for me, I'm like, okay, so what can I bring to it? What's the pop that I have? And that's what I was trying to tell you the other day. It was the pop. The word pop was the thing. You pop different. You're different. Your pop is going to be different. And for everybody, that's the same thing. There's 1,000 event planners in Jacksonville. Some
Right.
of them are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
We pop different. So my pop is going to be different than your pop in whatever arena that you stand in. So that's
We're gonna come back to that pop. I'm gonna need you to have 3 points and a closing or two. So well, it's important to note that, you know, there is something unique about each person and their gifting and their calling and whatever they're, supposed to be doing. And
right.
when you're doing that thing, like me with radio or even with this, I get excited. This currently is not a paid gig. This is me doing this from home because I want to share people's stories and I love to hear people's stories. And I want to share hope and excitement and all of this, especially in this season.
Right.
But this gets me excited. This gives me that adrenaline rush, that pop, that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I know that this is part of what I'm called to do. On Sundays when I do the show, I know that's what I'm called to do and I absolutely love it and
Right.
get that something on the inside.
Right.
you know. And I think it's something especially in this year that because all of the other stuff has gone away. You know, you didn't go back to your office. You were at home. Not that you weren't working, but you had, time. You didn't have your coworkers coming to your desk. You didn't have all of the, let's go into this meeting over here. Now you're
Right.
just going to a Zoom meeting. Okay, phone's here, but I can still, you know, fix these papers over here. It was just a different set of circumstances, and a lot of the fluff of life
Yeah.
had to go away, and
Yeah.
we're left with ourselves. And it's like, what? Wait, what is? Who am
That
I?
part. Right.
Who
That
am
part.
I outside of the? I was all of these things, and now I'm me. Who's that?
Right. Right. And I I want to say that that part is so key because when you sit in a house all day and it's quiet and I'm cheap, I don't run anything during the day. So the lights are not on. I will open the blind for sunshine and pray it doesn't rain. But in that time, it's so quiet. And, I took off some time from work after the accident and I wasn't quiet. I was moving still because it required me to be at the doctor's and it required me to be a mom because it was summertime.
Hmm.
Then I get to the space where I'm going back to work and I send her back to school. And it was like the Lord immediately dropped into my house and was like, you are not to be silent in here. I need you in worship. And for me, that was like, but I do it all the time. Like, sing to you all the time, Lord. Like I give you my all the time. And he was like, nope, I need more. I need more of you. And so he's literally mining it out of me. And I might listen to the same 10 songs. Honestly, I do. However, every single day, it was like revelation was dropping. And then my friend hooked me up with like this pastor that was online. And like I would pray about something or have something happen to me on a Monday. Tuesday, she's not even hearing it 3 days later. It's Tuesday. So now I only have to wait till Sunday to hear from the Lord. Like, Lord, help me. I literally sit in here like, okay, Lord. I am in full, like, humble, grateful mode every single day because it's he's like, this is your time and this is our time together to worship and fellowship, and for me to drop to you, okay, don't move this way, don't do that, call this person, because he's been dealing with me about talking to my family and reaching out. And when he gives me somebody, literally a name or whoever, I gotta call him right then. What else am I doing? I'm not that busy,
Right.
right? That I'm distracted by the outside factors, the coworkers, the boss calling me every 5 minutes. It's literally me, God, and this house. And I'm like, okay, you got me. I'm here. So I try to call and keep up. And I told you that the other day. Like, I have to be persistent in my procrastination in every single area. And it's the persistence that's bringing me out of sitting down and being I forgot what I stagnant earlier. Being stagnant in that. And that alone is such a revelation. And it gives me such peace to know that he still wants to talk to me. Because some days I'm like,
Man, listen. What we're not going to do is talk about our offline conversations, but we have had the conversation about uh, either not hearing or not wanting to hear.
mm-hmm.
And, it's a thing, it happens. But this year, we don't have that luxury.
Correct.
We don't have that, like, okay, God, I'm so busy doing your work. I know this is what you want me to do. I'm just gonna go ahead
Nope.
and do it. Nah. He's like, all right, I'm shutting everything down. You gonna be at home and I'm gonna show up.
Right.
Now what? What you gonna do? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, he's really taking the stuff away so that we can hear him clearly and do exactly what he's called us to do.
Yep.
And I'm excited about it. It's a little weird, a little, a little spooky Jesus sometimes, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll get over it one day.
Right.
Um, but go through these questions because now I'm like, you didn't answer some of these. But we were talking about the things we're celebrating. We're celebrating life, and so in your process, just through the accident and all of the things, even through your worship, what has been the greatest hurdle this year, and how have you overcome it?
I had a couple of hurdles, I want to say.
Okay.
My first hurdle was, you know, just in like getting in that space of getting my real estate license and like passing the test um, was a hurdle for me. And I applaud and thank the people that got placed in my life to even get me to that point, because I don't think, honestly, if they weren't around, I would have never done it out of my own, just like, that's something I want to do. And for me, that pressed the gas a little bit for me. If there was ever such a car in your spirit, that was where I was, right? I love my analogies.
Yeah.
But I'm just pressing the gas. He like pressed the gas. And although I didn't think a week later I would be in the space of, so can I help? my being with my friend and like helping him in his business. Am I like, how am I able to even do this when all of this stuff that I was taught was get out there, you meet people, and I passed the test in one day, and then the next week I had nothing. Like, that's scary. It's a scary place to be in. And my persistence in doing it was what kept me going. My persistence in getting to that place is what kept me going. Then the accident happened, and that was like, but I wanted to, this was my plan. This was not like anything that, the Lord and I discussed. It was my plan. My plan was I was to pay this car off because, this was a good little car to me. I like my little car. And I, honestly, I don't even know why I don't still have it, but, I'm still working that process out with the Lord. He just has to show it to me. And for me, like, I had to overcome that hurdle. And I knew immediately when she hit me that my body was going in reverse. I knew it immediately. And I was like, like now? Like I just did 4 miles that morning. Lady, I'm going places. I'm supposed to be fine before the end of the summer. And here I am 6 months later, and I'm like,
You still fine, girl. You still fine.
don't step on the scale. They will tell you different, like Lord have mercy. I call it the COVID-19 pounds because it's crazy. But I think that hurdle of like understanding my body, understanding myself, and how to heal was my next hurdle, and it wasn't just my physical body. Like I had a concussion, like it was my mental, like I didn't know what was going on with me, and it wasn't, I didn't get to see like a neurologist or anything until like 2 or 3 weeks later. So it wasn't like I immediately knew I had a concussion. I just knew someone right, you know.
I
And
knew. I'm just saying. I
you
I knew.
did. I was just about to say, at least no, you heard me over the phone and you were like, ma'am.
I was like, "What you say now?"
Right. You were typing and you said, ma'am, why are you slurring your words? And immediately I was like, I am. And then I couldn't remember. And it was just like going, and then I was sad, like for no reason. Like I asked Anne to do something and I don't think she did it. And I was a hot mess. Like that was like something I wouldn't wish on nobody. I watched the football. I love football. So I watch these games and I'm like, oh Lord, like he can't have a concussion because now I know what it feels like.
Right.
Like that is not anything to play with.
Mm,
You literally joggled my brain. Really?
right.
That's what we do?
Right.
Those are my hurdles. I feel like for 2020 have been great. Um, I will say adjusting to work from home, the idea of it is so great when you have been going to a job for 18 plus years. Literally, this is what you know, this is what you've been doing. And to get up and not have to go, but walk from one room to the every single day, like your whole mindset changes. And then
Mm-hmm.
you really have to motivate yourself and you really have to have those conversations with yourself and you really have to set aside time to have self-care and set a schedule. And because what else are you going to do? You don't have a 30-minute or a 45-minute commute to work to
Right.
all these things out before you get there. There's no mental
Mhm.
preparedness. You turn your computer on and my boss is waiting for me. Hey, Mariel, can you talk for a couple seconds? Really? I wanted to go make my breakfast. And it's like, no, you gotta be ready. You have to be ready. So I think I did not understand it at the time. I honestly thought by now I would be back at the office. And by, I would say, right before the accident, he told us, get comfortable.
Mm.
For me, the light bulb came on and I had to pivot immediately. And so that pivot allowed me to come out of the mindset of, I'm going back to the office. Now it's, hey, here's your space, here's your office, and what are you going to do with your time in this quietness? So I didn't think that was a hurdle until you said that. And for me, I think it was a hurdle. The idea was great before now.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on my don't shame me, but but I did vision boards in February, January, February with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And my vision board, I should have brought it. My vision board says work at home. And it was funny because when I found it in the magazine, I just knew I had the revelation. I was going to find me, I'm going to get a job working from home. And I am so ashamed now because the Lord answers prayer.
He sure does. He sure does. Listen, hold on, because now it makes sense why we here. So, a couple things for 2020. My birthday in March,
Mhm.
I declared this was, I'm gonna be unleashed, right? Just gonna go
Yes,
out there and do all this, all just unleashed, right? You over
yes,
here talking about work from home, whole global pandemic shut everything down, made us work from home.
right.
Right? So Jesus, I was talking about me being unleashed, not unleashing stuff in the land like this.
In-
When would I'm sorry, maybe I wasn't specific. I thought I put
right.
my name in the middle, Jesus. I thought you saw that. Okay, maybe not. Just
That part. That,
got, got to be more specific next time.
right, right.
But what we found is that um got back, and I say this every time, and I really mean it. Like, we had to get back to the basics and the basis in Him for
Mhm.
us to be able to walk out the things that He has purpose for us. Because I know you work a 9 to 5, um, but you know how I feel about it. I mean, but that's your job. I mean, that's our job here. I need you to keep that till it says something different. But I feel like He's gonna say something different real soon. So um, you needed this time of worship and being arrested in Him, so that you can really walk out some of these other things. I'm saying that,
Right.
get it on record, because I be telling you privately, but I need these people to know. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you. Hey. Um.
I am your humble servant, Lord. Thank
So I know we've addressed this a little bit in what you said, but what did you learn about yourself in the process?
you. That is so good. I don't know if I learned a lot about myself that I didn't already know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just like the noodles that floated at the top of your soup. Like it was just like it brought it to the surface. So it wasn't like I didn't know that I didn't procrastinate. I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And I procrastinated my way through 2 degrees and jobs and all kinds of stuff. I knew, you know? And so for me, it wasn't that I didn't know I didn't procrastinate. It was just, it was another level of I don't have time and I don't have the energy to continue to procrastinate if the Lord is going to take me somewhere and have me do what I'm doing now. You know, I can't procrastinate in this event thing because, like, now I'm getting ready to write out a whole schedule for what I need to do for 2021. Nobody has helped me to that before because I've been on my own time and I'll do what I want. Now I'm accountable, and I want to say I learned a lot about accountability this year too. I'm accountable to someone that believes in me, and that trusts me to do this. And so now it's like, okay, so you did this and you did this and we had fun and you did this and we did great with this. Oh, let's plan for 2021. And I immediately, my procrastination spirit was like, nope. And at the same time, I was like, no, I am learning more about Mariel and what does that involve. And that's that procrastination has to come down. It came to the surface, and now it's I gotta clear the air for it. I gotta clear it out of my headspace, if that's a good analogy or whatever. Um, More about like who I am in relationships, whether that be friendships or boyfriends or whatever. And I think a lot of it for me is just learning about other people and how they function and how they operate, and knowing where I can love them at. I don't, you know, don't do that.
I'm sorry. What's your cash app? Let me go ahead and send this offering real quick.
That would be Miss Prissy. M 97. Listen,
Because you done said something right there. You done said a whole bunch with that one little line. Loving
you
people where they are. Like,
where I feel like I've said that before. And I think I might have said that to other people, but I literally learned it and operated in it to the point where it wasn't even a revelation. It was one of those things where I knew it. It just came to the surface. So
hmm
you gotta walk in it. If you're gonna talk it, you gotta walk in it. And so I feel like I literally did that. And I loved friends through situations, and I've loved, my child's father through situations. And I just feel like for me, like that was a big revelation. You just love them where they're at. And I think you said it the other day, people will people. And so where they're people in at, you just people with them right at that spot. But you can't stop that for you going forward. And I feel like I spent a lot of time caring about what other people thought and getting other people's opinions and not really living in my truth. And so once I learned all of that, it was like another light bulb moment for me. And just being in that space of, okay, I can still be cool with you, but I don't have to be there with you. So I
listen, if we're taking notes and taking stock of what we're experiencing this year, I think we all have come to that hopefully, or at least we're on our way to that place, that because I promise you this year, beyond any other year before, everybody declared it to be the year of vision and clarity and all that. Listen, we done seen some stuff this year. And what
right.
I've realized is that people will people.
Yep.
People are going to be who they are, and they are revealing themselves, their authentic selves. We are
Yes.
being revealed our authentic selves. We
That part.
either like what we see or we don't like what we see. We don't have the time, space, or capacity to let that continue to rule and run us. Like those of
Right.
us who know that we have a greater purpose, we've got more in store. We like, okay, we gotta get rid of this because I don't have time for that. I don't have the space for that. There's too much going on
Right.
for
Trimming the
me to
fat.
process all of this over here. Let me.
Right.
I'm gonna love you where you are. I love you over there. Okay.
Right.
I love
Right.
you over there.
Over there. Stay over there.
Right. Whew.
I feel like a lot of times we unconsciously, my friend sends me this stuff all the time. And she's like, are you a imp? I think that's what you call it, or imp, where you're empathetic to
Oh,
people,
an empath. Mm-hmm.
or empath. Like, are you? always empathetic to people. And every time she sends me one, I'm like, that's me. Like, that's me. And then I take on all of these burdens and try to carry in, and I'm doing a juggling act. And at the center of it, they don't care because they're gonna lay it all at me anyways. They don't care because they know I can take it and they know I can hold on to it. So I have to find myself in those situations and just say, all right, so no, I will not do this again, and set those boundaries. I've recently been on TikTok, and I think I really like it. It's it's a good space, I feel like, for people that have something like this. They have something to say. They want to get the word out for them. And I feel like it's just been necessary this whole time. I just got on like a week ago. But I feel like it's been necessary for other people who don't leave their house, or are introverted, or have these things going on in their life that they are depressed or sad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them that space to do that. So it's like, there a lot of people are able to express themselves, and I feel like you come out of your shell and you get the information that you need in that space too. So you got to be able to find yourself in the middle of everything that's going on. Just remind yourself constantly of who you are, and what do you want out of life.
Right, absolutely. Because this is a different space. And, again, we have to, and we're becoming who we authentically are. Some
Right.
of us are finding this person for the first time, and some of us are rediscovering that person.
Right.
So, it's it's great and scary and amazing, and do I really want to do this? So, it's all of the things, but
Yeah.
I think it's great, a great discovery, a great process. Again, I'm all about process. I don't like being in one. Let me just put that out there. I don't like being in the process, but I
Yeah.
like the fact that I can track and see, okay, I made these changes. I'm finding out this about me. And now I see how it leads to purpose, and I see how I've made progress in this particular area. So,
Yeah.
woo woo. So I have a one last, oh, okay, the second to last question
Okay.
is, what advice or what encouragement would you give someone who is experiencing 2020?
I'm gonna pull a Tupac line on this. Um,
Okay,
Gotta keep your head up.
that's a good line.
Look, like, you can't look down on the situation. Yes, 2020 has sucked, but you gotta keep your head up, because the only way people can go forward, the only way they can walk ahead, the only way they can take the first step is that they're looking ahead. You looking down does what for you? Because you're going to run into these obstacles, you're going to run into these roadblocks. But if you don't have your head up, you can't see them. I know we experience things we don't expect in this time, to lose loved ones or to get sick or whatever. But if you have your head up, you're mindful of where you're going,
Right.
and keeping those goals in mind, keeping those things that you said that you wanted out of life in mind. You cannot go hide further into your shell during this time. You just can't. Like, it's the time is not afforded for us to do it anymore. And I think that's all I can say about 2020. If I could just get that one encouragement, keep your head up. Just keep your head up. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. It is going to suck in the process, as Alicia said. However, what do you want out of it? What do you want to say for 2020? I know people that have gotten cars, that have gotten new jobs, that have made the most money this year, that have stepped out on their
Mhm.
stepped out on whatever thing that they said they were gonna do. I mean, literally go on TikTok, you will see them. I promise you. It's the most amazing thing. I don't understand it, but it's a lot of amazing people out here rocking it out for 2020 like they never have before.
Right.
But guess what? Their heads weren't, their ears weren't closed, and their head wasn't bowed down. That's the only way you can do it.
And that's good encouragement. Now, I'm not gonna go on the TikTok because I feel like I know we're both born in the same year, but it just feels like the young people's thing. And I'm not sure if I'm that young. Uh, keep
There,
sending me stuff. But I don't think I'm on like officially join the TikTok. When you're old, you have to put the in front of it. The
the TikTok.
TikTok, the Snapchat, the the Twitter, all of them. It's just
Yeah.
okay. I have one last question. For real, this is my last question, I think. So, tell us how we can find you on social media or a website or anything. How can we contact you?
I am on Instagram at mprissy22. Thank you, Amory. And
Go ahead.
can't find me on Facebook unless you're my friend, but it's Mariel Foster. Um, and on the TikTok, Emery just said, did she just say the TikTok with the emphasis on the T? so, so on the TikTok, I am
Uh-huh.
your Mimi and Sugar Pop. That is
Okay.
TikTok because Anne Marie started it. So there's like two videos on it of her and her friend, and then I took over and am having fun because she downloaded it on my phone.
See, that's what I said. It's the young people. It's for them young people. They over there,
But
making videos.
everybody's not dancing. Like I literally have found like this like narcissism support group on here. I'm like, oh, I needed you. Have you been my whole life?
On the
Like
TikTok. That's where it's been.
they have been on the TikTok and they got like 1,000 videos, but it's like, oh, I could be here all day. It's you never know where your help comes from.
You're right. You're right. Well, Mariel, this has been fun, and I thank you so much for being a part of this.
Glad to do it. Glad to do
And
it. Thank you for having me.
really, tell the truth, shame the devil. Did you want to do this?
I did. However, procrastination, Mariel, was trying to creep in. However, you helped me to what I told you that I plan to do for the rest of 2020. And that was be strategic and plan my time accordingly. And so, although you said, no, I will not reschedule the day,
I mean, you had to tell them all the business. I'm just saying.
I appreciate you taking the time to 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 be willing to work around this schedule. So thank you so much.
Well, I knew I wanted people to hear your story and and share hope because Jesus is all in you, and it just kind of much like the greatness of what you do in event planning, Jesus kind of rolls out in that. So I knew he'd be here. So don't mind
Well,
working with
I
somebody.
thank this pretty lady for that.
Absolutely, Granny,
Uh,
grandmother Lenore Eldridge.
yes, I the matriarch of our family set the bar, and I I can only attribute it to her that I even know Jesus. So thank you.
And she was an amazing woman. An
Yes.
amazing woman. Maybe one day we'll talk about her and her legacy.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be
I
awesome.
think we should do that.
And I feel like I only know part of the story, but I have so much history to work with that that would be awesome. I think I would really like to do that.
Yep. We're going to do that because my son is part of that heritage and that legacy. So, you know, I want to know.
Yes,
Yay. Okay. New segment coming later. Y'all keep an eye out for that. All right.
please do.
Anyway, thank you all for watching today. Hopefully, you got something out of this and you are celebrating with Mariel and all of her accomplishments and your accomplishments as well. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video and this channel. And hey, maybe you have something to celebrate. Hit me up so we can do one of these for you and celebrate what you are doing. And until next time, you all have an amazing day. Bye.